We've been taking a long look at the hero's journey over the past, I don't know how many lectures. And we've been looking at how the hero's journey has been manifest in ancient literature, myth and legend, medieval literature, up to the King Arthur story, and even some modern versions of the story. Today, I want to give you a brief introduction to another way that this hero's journey has been treated in film with a movie known as Ready Player One. This is actually based on a book by Ernest Cline, and it was made into a movie a number of years ago by Steven Spielberg. And that's a name I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with. Steven Spielberg is probably one of the greatest directors in all of cinematic history. I was responsible for movies like Jaws, E.T., Schindler's List. The list goes on. He doesn't direct as much anymore as he used to, but when he does direct a film, you know that this movie is going to be top-notch, top quality. And I think that's what you get when you get to the movie Ready Player One. Now, it's an interesting film because it is, again, a modern take on the hero's journey, and I think it might be, in a way, the most modern take on the hero's journey. It's very unique in a certain sense. It is about the world of VR, or virtual reality. If you have never done VR, it's something that you need to try. It's very interesting in that it's the perfect way to really investigate the whole idea of the liminal experience, right? The crossing of the threshold. When I saw the movie Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the scene in the beginning of the movie where you're at the Quidditch Cup World Finals, or the Quidditch Cup World Cup, whatever it's called. You have the tents that were set up on the outside in Harry Potter, and these guys go into this one little tent, and from the outside, of course, it looks like this little tent. But when you get on the inside, this thing is absolutely enormous. Okay, very similar to what you get in C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia. You got the wardrobe in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. You enter through this little door, you go into this wardrobe, it should be this little box, and all of a sudden you're inside this wonderful magic wood, okay, in this open air. It's this idea of the inside being much bigger than the outside. This is kind of the retreat inward, this retreat into the subconscious, into the mind, into the realm of the imagination. And that's really what VR ends up being, right? This little headset that you put on, you're really not anything beyond your physical boundary around you, but at the same time, you're in a world that is really doesn't have any limits except for the limit of the imagination. And that's what you're wrestling with in this movie. The other thing that's really interesting, since we've been talking about the Arthurian tradition, is it draws heavily on the whole story of King Arthur. Lots of references in the movie to King Arthur, both with respect to the fact that it is a movie that is about really a Grail quest, and the main character happens to be a character by the name of Percival. Okay, again, the famous Grail questing knight from King Arthur's Camelot. And there are other references. I mean, you see the symbol of Excalibur in the movie, and there's even references that you might not pick up if you're not a fan of Monty Python, but there are even references to Monty Python and the Holy Grail in the course of the film. So if you have not seen the movie, I'm going to give you a preview showing you the trailer for the movie, and then I'll wrap up with a few comments. But let's take a look at the trailer for Ready Player One.
My name's Wade Watts. My dad picked that name because it sounded like a superhero's alter ego, like Peter Parker or Bruce Banner. But he died when I was a kid, my mom too. And I ended up here. Sitting here in my tiny corner of nowhere. There's nowhere left to go. Nowhere. Except the Oasis. A whole virtual universe. People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do. But they stay because of all the things they can be.
Can you feel this?
Yeah. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything. The Oasis was the brainchild of James Halliday.
Hello. If you're watching this, I'm dead. I created a hidden object, an Easter egg. The first person to find the egg will inherit $500 billion and total control of the Oasis itself.
Who is this Parzival, and how the hell is he winning?
Find him.
This isn't just a game. I'm talking about actual life and death stuff.
The Oasis.
The world's most important economic resource. This is nothing less than a war for control of the future.
Welcome to the rebellion, Wade.
Like many of you, I only came here to escape. But I found something much bigger than just myself. Are you willing to fight? Help us save the Oasis.
Okay. An interesting film. It's an interesting take. It's definitely a visual film. If you have not seen it, you need to see it on high definition TV, big enough to pick up on what's going on in the background, because there's a ton of stuff going on. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to need to see it multiple times, and even then you're going to miss half the things going on in the movie. If you're a fan of, nostalgia, if you're nostalgic for like the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, this movie has all kinds of references to things, which makes it a lot of fun, but it's also really, really well done, and it is a fantastic hero's journey, right? The monomyth. It's got everything that you're looking for, all the narrative elements. It covers almost every stage that Campbell would talk about in his monomythic conception. So watch the movie. You'll definitely enjoy it. But as you do it, again, pay attention and make sure that you can pick out how the hero's journey is being utilized and even changed a little ways in a film like this. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it.